Hi, my name is Michael Markowski, and I am the composer of the piece Desert Sage. As I understand it, you're going to be hearing the third movement of this four-movement piece, which is based off of really old American folk songs. And in particular, these are all cowboy folk songs, so songs that would have been sung on the Texas cattle drives in the late 1800s. Um, and This particular piece is probably the darkest of the four. The lyrics are, "Oh, bury me not on the lone prairie where the wild coyotes will howl over me, in a narrow grave just 6 by 3. Oh, bury me not on the lone prairie." So not only are these movements sort of inspired by these old cowboy songs, but they're actually inspired even more so by really early recordings of these pieces. So I was able to find a couple of recordings from the 1930s and 1940s of this particular tune of some old singers singing these. And so they're sort of inspired. The music is sort of more inspired by the personalities of these folk singers than the songs themselves. I hope you enjoy sort of the haunting, ghostly chromaticism of this particular movement. Oh, bury me not. Thank you. Enjoy.
Oh, bury me not on the lone prairie where the wild coyotes will howl o'er me, in a narrow grave just 6 by 3. Oh, bury me not on the lone prairie.
Good evening. I'm William Carson, Director of Bands at Coe College, and I'm very pleased that tonight you'll hear my edition of Percy Granger's Spoon River performed by the Marion High School Wind Symphony. Percy Granger's Spoon River was originally a fiddle tune that he turned into a piano piece and an orchestral piece, and finally in 1933 into a band piece to be played by the Goldman Band of New York City at a Central Park performance that he was involved in. And after that performance, it was performed a few more times in California, in Michigan, and then gathered dust in the basement of his home in White Plains, New York, until sometime after his death in 1961, when it disappeared out of the Granger home and somehow, interestingly, made its way to Cedar Rapids, Iowa. In the 1990s, I was clearing out a filing cabinet in the basement here in Marquis Hall on the campus of Coe College and found these handwritten parts with Percy Granger's return address, his signature, and realized that I had something that might be of real value to band musicians. After years of research and travel, visiting the Granger home in White Plains, New York, the Granger Museum that he had built in Melbourne, Australia, I was able to authenticate the parts and be certain that it was the version that was played in 1933 in Central Park, and thought we had better get this published. With the help of my friend Al Naylor, musician known well here in the Cedar Rapids, Marion area, we entered it in the computer, got it published. It's now been performed by groups as prestigious as the United States Marine Band and the Dallas Wind Symphony. So we are very pleased that tonight the Marion High School Wind Symphony will perform Percy Granger's Spoon River.